What's up, Maya? What is
Nothing
happening?
much. Not
Thank you.
much. What's up with you?
Not much, not much. Thank you for doing this. I know it was super last minute, and but yeah, and I know you're a little apprehensive about doing a podcast where we talk about basically we have no topic, we just have a conversation. But I think there'll be some merit to it, and hopefully we both take away something from that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Sure.
All right. Cool. You want to do a mini intro, Maya? Tell us about you briefly.
Well, uh, I don't know. My name is Maya, and I am so and so years old. Is that how you want it?
Yeah, yeah, go for it. However you want it. What do you
Oh,
want to share? What do you want to share about yourself?
well, um, I don't know. I live in Barcelona, and I'm a teacher. I teach kids. That's my latest profession, and I used to be a video editor before, and yeah. Well, I mean, is my profession, I mean, I don't know if my profession is all that's interesting about me, but yeah, well, and I have plenty of hobbies. There we go.
Very cool, Maya. So, so Maya, we go way back, right? We go back. How many years now? Is that six, seven,
Um, my final year of college, so that must be, yeah, 7 years now.
7 years? Yeah, yeah. We met at a theater festival, and we've
Yep.
been friends since. And it's been an interesting few years. Huh? We've uh, we've
Very, yeah, yeah,
we've
to say the
we've
least.
to say the least, we've both gone through a very interesting journey since then, and I thought it would
Definitely.
be really cool to talk about some of those experiences, especially the last 7 years, because I think we were very different people when we met compared to what we are right now, and I think a lot of things have changed. I mean, at least I know they have for me, and I'm sure they have for you.
Yeah,
Uh,
they have, definitely. I'm just thinking if it's for the better or for the worse.
But you never know, right? You never know. You never
Yeah,
know. You won't know about that till a few years later, or maybe a decade later. But yeah, this
that's
whole
true.
concept of suitcase kids, which is something that I think fits you and I perfectly, is is I think it would be super interesting to talk about. And I think one of the really cool things that I really want to touch upon is we've lived in different cities, right? You grew up in Sharjah, but you lived in Dubai. Or correct me if I'm wrong. Like, how was that?
Um, I grew up in Abu Dhabi, and then I moved to Sharjah, and then you know, I went to school and everything in Dubai, and yeah, and then I moved to India, um, and then Barcelona. So it's, I think, yeah, four cities. I've lived
Four
in four
cities.
cities.
Which city in
Yeah,
India? You never. It was Coimbatore, right? For the most part.
Coimbatore, in Tamil Nadu. That's where I went. I did my undergrad, but well, I'm from Kerala though.
You're from Kerala. Hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think about Dubai or the UAE?
It's home, right? That's the first thought that comes to mind.
Yeah. Why?
It's home. Why? Probably because it's the place that I spent the most time in. I spend most of my life here, so it's home, right?
Can you?
I guess things are changing, and the elements are not permanent, and so I guess it wouldn't be home if it's not permanent, but it feels like home.
Feels like home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, like, if you were to, I mean, whenever I'm in Dubai or like, actually any city that I've lived in, right? I associate a certain, perhaps emotion isn't the right word, but there's a feel, right, to the city, or
Yeah.
there's like a vibe that you have when you go to a city. Do you have like that, something similar, which like sort of segregates, say, Barcelona from Dubai to Coimbatore?
Um. Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I guess the vibe. It's feeling of home when we're talking about the UAE, and then if I'm talking about Coimbatore, it's a, it's feelings of nostalgia. And Barcelona, I haven't come to a conclusion yet, so I'm still figuring that out.
You'll
But
probably
I
feel that
wanna, I
after you
wanna,
leave,
I
right?
wanna know what you. Sorry.
It's probably something that'll come to you once you leave, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It's a blank, not a blank slate, but it's a work in progress.
It's a work in
So
progress. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good way of putting it.
yeah, I mean, what do you? I want to know what you mean. Like when you say a vibe, you've lived in different places. So what do you mean when you say
Yeah,
a vibe?
I've lived in, I think growing up, I lived in like way too many places. I lived in Bahrain for a while, then
Yeah,
Alain, then Dubai, then back to Bahrain, then Dubai again. So I think the longest I've stayed anywhere was Alain, and Alain is where I think I have possibly the most amount of I have a little soft corner for Alain because I did a I went through that whole that whole puberty period where you discover girls and you discover that, oh my god, yes, there's that whole cool period where you're just entering your teen years. Uh,
yeah. It's surprising that happened to you in a lane.
it happened to be in Alain,
Lane.
yeah. Of all the places, it happened in Alain. I was there for 4 years, and 4 years, yeah, I think, and it was not 4 years. My bad, sorry. I was only there for a year and a half or two. I was in 4 years in Bahrain. But yeah, I was only in Alain for 2 years, but it's still, I hold that to it. Dubai, to be honest, feels alien to me now. Not
Have
alien, but
you
it's
lived here? I mean, these are things that I've forgotten. But have you lived in Dubai? I mean, I know that your
no, dude.
parents.
Actually, I haven't lived in Dubai per se for a while. So I did like in between. I did work for a company there, but then I was staying at my parents' house and not really lived there. Um,
Yeah, all grew up.
Oh, grew up.
Didn't
It
really
was
grow
basically
up.
me
Yeah,
visiting Dubai for a vacation during my undergrad years, and then was moving on, coming back. Just like it was just these 1-2 months of vacation every year, and then I spend a couple of months extra there when I worked, and then again vacation. And I don't know. I cannot. I don't think I can say I know Dubai as well as I used to. I don't think it's the same city that I grew up in as well, right? I
yeah.
mean.
It's very transient. You know what? This is what I mean by nothing's really permanent in Dubai. Be it visually or even emotionally.
Yeah, visually or
You know,
emotionally.
n- yeah.
So I don't know if I can go back to Dubai and have like that. Um, I don't know if I can ever like if I ever go back and live in Dubai, work in Dubai. I think it'd be a whole new world for me again. It won't be. I'll be rebuilding. I won't be like going back to. I won't be like, this is my familiar spot and all that. I think I'll be rebuilding everything from a friend circle to a lot of things.
Huh. Yeah,
But yeah,
well, have you considered it?
no, not really.
Yeah.
I don't think I will for a while either. But I wanna
Yeah.
I wanna talk about like where we were, like 7 years back in terms of like.
Yeah.
So you said you're a teacher now, right? Did you
Yes, I
think
am.
7 years back that you'd end up being a teacher in Barcelona?
No, no, not
What were
really.
your
Actually,
what were your hopes and dreams when you were a young little theater artist? Not to imply that you're old
uh,
now, but
oh no, I wasn't thinking that. So you were. um,
you might be
I
old.
I
I don't know. How
should
old are you? 31, 32 now?
37
37. Good to know.
and a half and a half.
And a
So
half. Wow. Yeah, that
yeah,
makes all the difference in the world. The
it
half.
does. Well, 37.8. Um. Well. What was your question again?
What? I was asking I was asking you like 7 years.
I lost track. I'm just like, wait, what?
No, I was asking you 7 years back. Did you think you would be in Barcelona in 2020? Okay. Yeah, in Barcelona in 2020 teaching English?
No.
I think, wait, that's a stupid question because nobody knows where they end up, right? But
Right,
back,
exactly. And I didn't really have a 5-year plan or anything back then, let alone
right. What do
a
you think about 5 year
7-year
plans?
plan.
Because I hear this bullshit all the time. Make a 5-year plan. Like I did a podcast yesterday with
Uh-huh.
my friends from the MBA, and look, really nice guys. Okay, I had a blast,
Uh-huh.
and if they're listening to this, I'm really sorry, Vivek, but I don't believe in this. Make a 5-year plan and stick to it, sort of thing. I feel like have a general sense of which direction you want to take, and then see what comes. And then if it's the right direction, there is going to be opportunity that just pops up, and then you're going to take it. What's your opinion on this whole 5-year plan?
Huh. I don't think it's that crazy an idea to have a 5-year plan, even whether it works out or not. Having a 5-year plan really isn't a terrible idea, because I mean, personally, right now I'm searching far and wide for a semblance of stability. Right, Barcelona is not exactly a place where you can find that, and not while being a teacher. So I guess if I had had a 5-year plan and I'd worked towards that, I feel like I might have found what I'm looking for now. You see? I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, it's supposed
I
to.
think so. I think 5-year plans are great because that kind of tells you where to go, and takes some pressure off of you, or in some sense.
Well, you know what? That's my thing, right? There's just a lot of pressure when you're an undergrad, just about to graduate, to like do something with your life. But I think you made the smart choice by going towards media right off the bat. You knew what you wanted. I didn't. I took computer engineering, which I think might have like shoehorned me into where I am right now.
The grass is greener, man.
Because
Yeah, I wish I had been more disciplined, or I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I did take media, but I'm not working in media, so I don't know.
you did tell me the other day that you do have like some freelance work and all coming up, or that you might pursue.
Yeah, freelance, but not a 9 to 5 in media. Not that doesn't make sense either, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Tell me about Coimbatore, dude. I remember visiting you once. I spent a day in Coimbatore, and I've never lived in Coimbatore. I've spent maybe very little time there. I've come again for vacation. I have family there,
Yeah,
but in
yeah.
terms of spending time there, no. But I do remember spending a day with you there. I don't know if I came on my bike or I came. Did I come on my bike?
No, I think you took a train.
I took a
But then
train
I remember dropping you back to the
at the
train
train
station,
station.
and then you went to Palakkad. No,
Ah,
wait.
okay. So I came from
Yes.
Palakkad. I came from Palakkad for a day, and then I went back in the evening, I think.
Okay, that makes sense. I think that's what happened.
I'm,
Yes,
I'm
you
pretty sure that's what
came.
happened. I probably came for vacation, like during one of those breaks. I came to Palakkad to stay with my grandmom, and then I probably took a train down to Coimbatore for a day.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what happened. I,
Yeah.
I have this wall of photos from the 3 years that I spent in Coimbatore. I mean, as I'm speaking to you, I can see all these pictures, and I think I spot the day that you're talking about on this wall of photos.
Is it the one with my horrible haircut? The one where I have this weird shaved head.
Yeah, possibly. I think it's a cropped picture. Yeah. I mean, um, I don't want to disrespect any haircuts right now.
Tell me about Coimbatore.
Okay, it was okay. What about Coimbatore? Coimbatore
What do you want to talk about?
was
Okay, quick fire. When I say Coimbatore, what's the first thing that pops to your mind? Quick, first thing.
the adjective best years. Okay, the noun years of my life. Yeah, maybe. Some of the best years of my life. Yeah.
Why?
Um, I figured out who I was, and that was really nice to
Uh-huh.
um, find out. Yeah, it came into my own kind of thing. as much as I could back then. But yeah, I guess I was kind of clinically introverted before Coimbatore because, I was an only child, lived a sheltered life, and then I was really introverted because I didn't have to be any other way, and it suited my life and lifestyle. So I guess moving to Coimbatore kind of made me take more risks, talk to more people, and just figure things out for myself. And that was really interesting. That was so eye-opening and just amazing.
Do you think you're still the same person that you discovered in Coimbatore?
I still have elements of it for sure.
Mhm.
I'm like the essence of what I've found out about myself is still the same.
Yeah.
The things that I like and just the obviously everything's more refined, especially when you're trying to figure out people and situations, trying to assess them. I guess I've gotten better at it, but yeah, but it's maybe I'm in the process of refining elements that I found out about myself back then.
Yeah. Did you?
Yeah.
So, I mean, when I used to come back from Dubai to Bangalore,
Mm-hmm.
well, I did enjoy my stay in Dubai and definitely had a good time. I'd almost get a sense of euphoria when I would be back in Bangalore. Like I'm back. This during the undergrad, obviously. Like I'm talking about. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
now I'm familiar. I'm back. I'm back to ground zero. I know this place. I know how to get around, and
Mm-hmm.
I just had that. I think, well, I guess no other way to say it. It was home for those 4 years. And did you have that with Coimbatore?
I did, and it was not just Coimbatore, but it was also being able to go back home and becoming closer to my family. Because
Which
before
home are you
before
talking
co-
about? The one in Dubai.
home as in from my mom's side and my dad's side in Kerala, in
Okay.
Thrissur and Palakkad. So before that, I used to just visit them once a year during vacations, and I had the best time. But when I moved to Coimbatore, I got the opportunity to get closer to them and, in a very familiar sense, not just, oh, let's have a blast, I'm here for 2 months, but, taking laundry back home to put in the washing machine and just for a cup of tea from my grandma, that it made a difference
Yeah.
because it felt familiar. And
You're
so,
no longer on
yeah.
vacation, right? You're basically living, right? At that point.
Yeah, yeah. And
No, I know what you mean. I totally get that as well. Like, it's one thing to come for 2 months and spend that with your grandma, and because at the end of it,
yeah,
you're going back somewhere far away where they don't really
yeah.
have access to you. But like being so close, it's very different. It's like you're not really going far, and you're here. You're still around. You're part of this world now. That sort of uh, that sort of feeling. I think you
Yeah,
don't get.
yeah. It was easy in a sense, and there were many. I didn't feel alone because that was the thing. Even you said going from Dubai to Coimbatore, you know,
Mhm.
and it didn't feel like I was doing it by myself because fortunately I also found people who were who used to live in the UAE and then moved to Coimbatore and then were in my college and were, in my friend circle. So we would try and travel together, or at least we'd go back there and then have, regroup in Coimbatore. I didn't feel like I was doing things alone, and that kind of,
That helps.
yeah,
Weren't you
yeah.
scared that you'd be a loner once you got there because you're so different from everyone else? Growing up in Dubai and all that.
I didn't know to be. I didn't know I had to be. Like, that wasn't a fear that was put into my head. So I was just like, yeah, I mean, I guess it'll, I, yeah, I wasn't, I did, I don't know, I wasn't thinking too much back then. I was a bit nervous and anxious, and but it was a rush, so I kind of forgot to be scared. And by the time I met people, by the time I had time to get scared, I'd already just made friends and met the nicest people like day one. It was
Yeah,
really nice.
yeah. I
I,
think,
I got really lucky in Coimbatore. I got really lucky because I'm still friends with the people that I met then, and
uh-huh.
some.
No, same. I feel the same. Like I had that fear coming into Bangalore because I was like,
Yeah,
man, I'm not. I don't even know if I'm going to fit in because I'm not really. I don't think I fit in with the Mallu gang because I don't speak Malayalam as fluently as I should.
like you don't have to say that twice. Yep. That
And
is a thing.
that is the thing. And it was not like my Hindi was perfect either. Not like I could, jump in with the Hindi gang either.
Yeah,
I just had like who I was. And somehow I ended up being roommates with people who I'm still friends with, And
yeah.
it turned out to be exactly like me. And I can't be more thankful. I think I got really lucky. It could have gone either way. I could have been one of those loners in undergrad as well. But it turned out really well for me, and I'm glad because it could have gone bad.
I yeah. But did you? I don't know. You said you didn't speak Malayalam too
Malayalam.
well, and then so you didn't think you fit in with that group. But then for some reason, I mean, again, due respect to everybody, but I kind of got along with the Malayalis, uh, you know, more than the rest in Coimbatore because I guess we were also kind of outsiders. We didn't speak
Fish out of
Tamil
water.
initially. Yeah, no, I mean it wasn't that this thing, but then we're like, oh, hey, we're Malayalis, so yeah. At the weekends, we would go back to Kerala to our hometowns together. We did things together, so yeah, that was
Yeah, but
um
you speak Malayalam way better than I do.
yeah, I do. I think most Malayalis do, don't they?
Most do, most do. Yeah,
Uh,
it's a shame. It's a shame I never got fluency. But I'm working on my
uh,
Malayalam. I'm watching a lot of Malayalam movies now. Getting back,
excellent.
yeah, getting back to my roots. But
That's 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 how it should be. That's awesome.
would you go back to Palakkad? Do you see yourself going back to Palakkad? Like, let's say 30 years from now, when you're 85 and you decide it's time to settle down.
87.8.
87.8, my bad. When you're 87.8.
No, 67. What am I doing? Oh, wow. That's a terrible.
All
Yeah,
right.
what? What's the
30
question
years
again?
from now, when you're bent over back, you have a walking stick, and would you go back and
Would I go back to Palakkad for what? Just to settle down?
to settle down? Yeah.
Um, see, I don't know. I always thought of myself as a red-blooded Malayali, and then I would settle down in Kerala at some point. Whether it's Palakkad or Thrissur. Um, maybe I that. Oof. I've thought about it before. I've thought about, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds interesting to me, but I can't be too sure.
What have you thought about? Tell me, like, in general, like for the future, vague future, where you've satisfied your professional goals, and assuming all that you've checked all the relevant boxes that you want to. What have you thought about? Like,
Uh
what's
huh.
it gonna be like?
Um. Wait, you'll have to narrow that question down again. I don't know.
Okay, like,
Hmm.
what are the last few years of your life gonna be like?
Oh my god, this is dark.
Well, I didn't mean it in a dark way. I meant it like, okay, you've lived a fulfilling life. You've left behind a legacy. What's that? What's that? What do you? Don't tell me you don't think about this. Okay, everyone thinks about this, right? Like, they think.
I
I
think
mean,
more of
any sane person thinks about, like, okay, where am I ending up at the end of it?
Oof. No, I have. Okay, I've thought about. When I say I've thought about it, I've thought about, settling down in Kerala at some point. Maybe I've thought about it once, but I've thought about it. But this I have no. I don't know. I'll be, retirement. I don't know. Settled in. I have no idea how to answer that because I have no answer for it.
That's okay. You don't have to have the answer. I thought because you mentioned that you gave it some thought. I thought, okay, why not? Let's see what.
No, I should have thought about it once or twice. But yeah, I mean, I love Kerala. I love Kerala. I love my. I'm very close to my family, and I like going there, and then it's my happy place. Sometimes, when I'm feeling kind of like gloomy, I mean, if it's a rainy day, I just imagine myself, like, oh yeah, imagine being in Kerala with my cousins and my niece and everything. It would be a nice. I would be happy, I believe, if
get a few cats.
Things were all perfect. If everything else was perfect, I would be happy.
Get a few cats and live out the rest of your life,
In Taikkattusheri. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's not a bad way to go. It's not a bad way to go.
I'm allergic to cats, though. So.
Yeah, but okay, tell me, like, okay, once you graduated, what did you do? Because I don't remember. Also, like, I know you did something, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
Well, I mean, if I did have the option of staying back and kind of doing some stuff with theater, but I didn't follow through. It's like I didn't really follow through with that plan. So I came back to Dubai, and I immediately signed up for my master's in Dubai. Just because I wanted a couple of years with my parents, I wanted to spend some time with them because I'd been away for so long. Yeah. I'm an only child, so I'm extremely close with them. Yeah. So, and I just, I graduated. I think maybe
you had a good bunch of friends there as well, right? I remember you took me to a friend's place once. She had a dog. It was like right across from my house.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah, she lives in Canada now. Yeah. Yeah. I did have some good friends over here. I'm still good friends with them. And I don't know if it was, but I still can't tell if, doing my master's right away was the best choice that I could have made back then, but I did it, no regrets. And yeah.
So I don't remember exactly, but I do remember that when I was working in Bangalore, you had come. At that time, what were you doing? I don't remember. Were you in Dubai and you had come on a visit, or? No, you'd come twice. You've come a bunch of times, actually.
Bunch of times, yeah, not just once. I think I used to travel to India like 3 times a year.
Yeah, you've come a bunch of times there. And I remember once you came and you didn't have a leg, and we had to prop up your leg on a chair so that you could.
I had a leg. It was just broken. Come on, people are gonna think I'm.
But you were severely handicapped. You couldn't do shit.
Oh, that was a very embarrassing accident that happened to me. Yeah. Wait. So that must have been December 2017.
Oh, yeah, we've met a bunch of times, dude. And
between 2014 and 2017, I've traveled to India so many times, and every time I came to Bangalore, I met you. I'm pretty sure I have.
Yeah. I do have one photo on Instagram, which is us at MG Road, and then somewhere there. It's one of those where I parked the bike. We were going to go on. You remember the Duke, right? The sports bike, which I think you hated.
Well, why would I? No way.
What?
Did I don't know. I like bike rides.
But I think one of the things that I do want to talk about is I remember this one time that you came. You're just taken this insane solo trip across north of India. You had, I don't know, spent a month and a half or something traveling alone.
I'm trying to think.
You did Manali, or you You did.
I did, but I don't know if I met you. Wait, what
You
happened when
did.
I?
I'll tell you exactly why I know I met you after that, because you came back and you had this really cool jacket, and I asked you to give it to me, and then you refused. You remember? And then I gave you my jacket, and I expected you to give me your jacket in return, and you refused. Do you remember?
Are you come on, come on. That was just like a nice welcome back present, wasn't it?
No,
Thank
I
you.
wanted that jacket. Why do you think I gave you mine?
I've still got it. I said I would return it back to
Now
you,
I don't
and
want it used. God knows what it's been through.
well, it still looks the same. It was a great jacket, so it still looks the same. Yeah, I know. I remember. I remember meeting you. What I remember vividly is meeting you after the year before. I'd done another trip. I'd gone to Bhutan, and then I'd come back from Bhutan, and
Uh-huh.
I remember
Right. You
I'd
done
met
the
you
solo
then
trip to Bhutan. Yeah. Ah, yeah.
as well.
That's where you got the jacket from.
No, I got the jacket from Manali, and I think that was a year after. So what I remember is 2016. What you remember is 2017. Both the years I'd done. I
Solo
traveled in the
trips.
north of yeah.
So why? So what prompted you to do a solo trip?
Um, well, 2016. That was Bhutan. It was kind of solo because it was the first time I'd gone somewhere far by myself. So I had a tour group. I think you need to have a tour group when you go to Bhutan. I don't know the rules, but I did. And 2017, I just graduated, and post grad, and so I just thought I would treat myself to something and ride that sense of achievement, and I wanted to achieve some things again, and so I went on a trek.
Yeah. How was it?
Yeah, excellent. Really, it was just I didn't think I could do it, and I
Mhm.
was quite proud of myself because I'm not very um what's the word? You know,
Athletic.
athletic. Yes, let's just say that. I'm not very athletic, so yeah, I made it to the top of well, not I didn't climb the trek. I made it to made it to the end, and I was quite proud of myself then. Glowed.
You think? So I think it's one thing that I felt, and I've been
Hmm.
doing. I think I took my first solo trip also when I was back in 2014, not very long ago. But
Hmm.
that was the
Where'd you
first
go?
time that I went to Chennai on my bike. I don't know if it counts, but I think it
I
counts.
remember this. No,
Yeah,
from Bangalore, right? I
yeah, from
remember.
Bangalore. Yeah, uh,
Yeah, vaguely. I do remember this.
yeah, I did that, and then a couple of months later, I went on my bike to Kerala, and then I've done a bunch, man. I've done cool. Not cool wasn't solo; it was with friends. But I did take this. I took 10 days off to hike, uh, and this is the other time that I took like 2 weeks off to sort of again ride across Karnataka. I hit a lot of places. That was all solo, and I just remember thinking like it was hard. Like I do remember like not
Hmm.
enjoying so many parts of it. So many parts of it were
Yeah,
just like, damn, what am I doing? I can't wait to get back. I can't wait to like just call it and go back to like Bangalore in my nice apartment. Go out, grab a few beers with my friends, just chill. But
absolutely. I know what you mean.
yeah, but every so often in each of these trips, there would be this like a couple of moments that would crop up, which were just like wow, I can't thank my stars enough that I'm here to witness this or be here for this. Any such or what's the word, cathartic moments that you had?
Plenty. I mean, the latter, yes. In the former, is too many. I mean, I remember on the trek, day 2, day 3, I remember sitting in the corner of the trail and I have my shades on. I'm slowly shedding a tear. Like, why am I doing this? What am I trying to prove? Because I felt so incapable of doing it. I had a great guide. He was a lovely person. Um, yeah, so moments like that I had plenty. But cathartic moments as well, yeah. Just most of my you know most of my, let's say,
Would it be cliche to say that each of these trips changes you? Like, especially if
it
you take one that's
does.
hard, it's not one that's supposed to be, not one that's just um, you go with a group of friends or you go on a guided, in a nice place. But once that you really like slum it out and you don't really know what you're doing half the time, you're just going, you have like a destination and you're just riding. I find that, especially that trip that I took across Karnataka on the bike,
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like it did change me to some extent. Uh, I was on the road for most of the day, like 6, 7 hours. Not okay, not most of the
Oof.
day, but 7 hours, I'd
No,
say,
that's a lot. That's a long time to
on a
be on a
bike,
bike.
and that too on the highway. When you know how trucks are in India, I used to be shitting
Oof.
my pants half the time because I'm just like worried. And it used to rain sometimes, and I used to get up at 4 a.m. and
What did
leave.
you do then? Did you keep going when it rained?
Well, depended how harsh the rain was, right? I came prepared for rain. I had my rain cover for the bag, and I had raincoat for my legs and my hands, and I had gloves. But if it
Yeah.
was heavy enough that it obscured my vision in terms of like it
Yeah.
obscured my helmet visor, then I would have to
Yeah.
stop because uh,
Mm.
one thing I was scared of was skidding, and that would happen if I couldn't see the road well enough.
Oof.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
sometimes
especially
I
if
just
there are
I just kept going.
turns.
Some light drizzles and all. I didn't really stop. I didn't think it was worth it. But there was this one road which I remember, which I think I probably went through the most amount of range of emotions that I've ever gone through because I left it. This was
Uh-huh.
again day two. Um,
Yeah.
I was sore from day one of riding, and I was thinking, damn, maybe I should, maybe I can just go to like I was at Chikmagalur. Yeah, day one I was at Chikmagalur, and I was thinking like
Okay.
maybe I can stick around here, or I could just. Chikmagalur is nice. I met a few people in day one. I was like, they seem nice. I could just stick around, but
Yeah.
I was like, no, I got to stick to the plan. I decided I'm going to go to. It wasn't Gokarna, but it was close to Gokarna. It wasn't
Okay.
Goa either. That would be stupid of me to forget that. But it was close to Gokarna. Ankola. Yeah, Ankola. I was going to Ankola and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna power on and get there. Not Ankola also.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, there was another stop
Okay,
at,
a place near that area.
and I left at like 4 a.m. because I was like, okay, I'm gonna get out early. It's the Ghats, so I shouldn't really see any traffic early that morning and I can get out.
Hmm.
But dude, it was foggy as fuck. It was cold. It was like close to 4, 5 degrees. So it was cold, and I was on a bike, so it was windy. And I started riding at around 5 a.m. It's still dark, and I had to stop because first of all, my hands were frozen, and I was shit scared, man. I was in a road where just those huge ass scary trees on either side.
Yeah.
I hadn't
Yeah.
seen a single person or a light for about 20 odd kilometers, and I finally saw a light that was outside a temple, tiny little thing that I think the villagers nearby used to come to. I decided to wait there, and I was just like, what am I doing? I mean, this is so stupid. Anything could happen. Someone could pop out right now and then get me. And then I was thinking, this is that me staying is probably most stupid. So I got on the bike again. Again, I started riding, and then again I had to stop because my hands got frozen again. And it was just that whole cycle. And by the time the sun started rising, I could truly see where I was. It was breathtaking. I got to tell you, I still remember that vision of seeing, because it was one of those, like how it is on top of Nadi Hills, right? Where you see tiny tiny
Yeah.
hills across for far off into the distance, and then you see
Hmm.
some bubbles of civilization here there, a lot of tiny tiny temples here there. I still remember
Definitely.
that, and
Yeah.
I keep
Yeah.
thinking, fuck, I'm so glad I'm here to witness this, because I don't think I would have if I had changed my plan or turned back or done anything else. And that was my motivation to keep going.
Now I felt similar experiences like that as well, especially with when I meet people. I mean, places too. I've you hike up little hill, and then in the morning you've got beautiful views. And I mean, I've got similar stories, but none of it's yours. And then, but with especially with people, when I meet really interesting people, I kind of feel like, right. And this is probably because of my introversion, previous introversion. It's like, okay, the choices that I've made has led me, the choices have led me here, and I've met this interesting person, and it's, I don't know, it's when I meet people that I'm truly, I don't know, amazed by. I'm amazed by different kinds of people. It's people that I would never have met had I changed my mind or chosen something else or done one thing differently.
Yeah, yeah. I think, yeah, I wouldn't change that either. I mean, I'm not saying everyone I've met has been phenomenal, but everyone has contributed in some way to perhaps the person I am now. And
Yes. Yeah.
you couldn't take that away,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I've gotten very nostalgic now. I'm just thinking of all the trips and everything now.
So something I want to talk, which is sort of connected to this and might be a little sensitive, but I think it's worth talking about because I don't think it's talked about enough, is mental health, right? And what I want to talk about is like, I was part of my motivation for taking these trips and really like getting out there and doing something which seemed phenomenally risky to a lot of people, but to me it just seemed like I got to do this. I got to get out there. Part of it is because I probably didn't realize it then, but I realize it now that I was depressed. I was unhappy, but not just unhappy. Unhappy to a level where I saw no motivation for anything in my life. Nothing excited me anymore. And from what I've read and what I've learned since then, the minute things that are supposed to excite you stop exciting you, you have a problem. You have there's something more deep seated about how you're seeing life, or how you're dealing with life. And I dealt with that for a long time, dude. I don't know if you've talked about this. Have we before?
Yeah, we have. At some point, yeah.
We've talked briefly about, and no pressure for you to
No,
indulge.
I don't feel uncomfortable talking about this at all.
No, not at all. And I thank you for saying that, because I think it's something that a lot of people feel very uncomfortable in acknowledging. First of all, that you're going through it, which is not
Yeah.
wrong. It's normal. It should happen. I mean, I'm not saying it should happen, but it most likely has happened to a lot of people we know. And
Yeah, and it's hard to recognize the signs if you're not looking for them sometimes.
yeah, it's hard to recognize the signs. And there were a few things that I did, which my ways of dealing with it, which were completely wrong. I think the one thing was that
Like what?
well, I would instead of like dealing with this emotion or dealing with this what I was feeling, I would drink. That was the easy way out, right? I'd like look for a reason to go hang out with people and say like, hey, you know what, let's go drink. And if push came to shove, I would drink on my own as well. Just like because I would be depressed, and I was like, hey, you know what, let's grab a few beers, and then there's a nice movie playing, let's watch that, and yeah, just chill. Let's forget about like what that real issue is. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah, it's a form of escapism, right? You're just trying to run away from, you just don't want to feel what you're feeling, so you're running away from it. And people have their own poisons, and yeah, that's one of them.
Yeah. What was your poison?
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like I said, sometimes you don't recognize the signs, and these phases have come and gone, and I've never. Yeah, like once it's gone, it's just in the back of my mind, and trying to put the thoughts back in front. I guess most of it would be the main thing that I would do is kind of close up, like I keep
Something I
going
would
back
do
to the
as
same
well,
tree
and I think something you have experienced from my side.
too many times. But also like from again, I keep going back to this introversion because it's the thing that uh, I hate the most. It would be one of my Bogart's Harry Potter reference, but like so yeah, I would kind of just stay in my room and kind of not meet people, not talk to people. I wouldn't mind maybe an online conversation, but kind of talking to another person face to face would be really, really difficult for me sometimes. And I would just, it would take a lot of effort to um, step outside, and even if it even if it meant going out for groceries,
Mhm.
I would get so anxious if I were in a place like that. I would get so anxious to even step out for groceries, and it's sometimes it's debilitating when you can't even hold a conversation on the phone, or I don't know, go get milk. It's just
Yeah,
difficult,
yeah,
Yeah. Uh, and then I get too used to it, and trying to break that pattern becomes even more difficult. Um, it becomes an addiction. Like, I'm comfortable here just by myself in the space. I don't. Yeah, doesn't really help. Yeah.
yeah. It doesn't really help. For me, it was. I think I dealt with. Uh, I had to deal with some of it this year. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
was forced to because first of all, like just like um, there were a few things that happened around say December where I was very upset. I think I was emotionally not in a very good place, and but I started getting better. And part of the reason why I started like dealing with it much better was because I had a routine in place. I didn't deal with it with any of these habits anymore. I stopped like drinking excessively and all of that. I started hitting the gym, and I was in a good flow. I was doing well in school, and um, I was working out regularly. I felt good. But then when the whole quarantine kicked in, that made it, it made it like, it was like coming back to square one. It's like,
Yes.
damn, it's
Yep.
like these things never really went away. It's just that I've not dealt with them. And, but I think I was kind of forced to because of the quarantine, spend a lot of time introspecting.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm doing right now as well. I don't know if I don't know if I told you, right? I'm in Salamanca in
You told me
Spain.
you were moving there, yeah, for a bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I've been here for like 2 weeks now, and it's just me. It's supposed to be a shared apartment, but I have no roommates or I have no flatmates. They're all not going to be here for a month, so I pretty much have the place to myself, and I have a lot of time to myself, a lot of time to think, and I think and I'm doing a lot of these podcasts, these mini talking sessions with people, so would really help me. I think air out or talk about a lot of things that I perhaps didn't, like this conversation that I'm having with you.
That's great.
But yeah, I think I, uh, I feel like we need a better outlet, not just outlet. I think we need a better recognition of mental health and steps to work towards it. Because one of the things I got to tell you, I think I made one of the best decisions of my life around August last year when
Hmm.
I decided to quit Instagram for a while. And man, that I just realized it's such a toxic culture because nobody there is really who they are, right? I knew people from the NBA who would, or just like from my school, who were posting these fantastic stories of them having their best life ever. But in all honesty, they were at the very worst or at the very best as doing as well as I was, and not living any extravagant life on a day-to-day basis. I find that whole thing super toxic.
It is. People, sometimes other people's validation is currency, so people rely on it.
Yeah.
But I agree, it is toxic, and yeah, you've got to make. I mean, if it doesn't, work for you, then you must. I know a couple of friends who've also quit Instagram and how it really helped them, you know.
Have a better personal image, in my opinion. Value yourself for what you are, not for what you see on what. And I think one of the biggest things that I discovered from like quitting Instagram,
Yeah.
it was not about me. It's more about how I saw other people. I literally I stopped judging other people by things I see on Instagram completely, because there would be really nice people and they'd perhaps post something which seemed questionable or didn't seem like, whoa, look at me. But if you meet them, they're really nice people, and perhaps in that moment they felt like posting it, they posted it, and they're not bad people. I think that's one thing that truly changed for me once I quit. I was able to look at people for who they are, not what they've portrayed online, in a good way and in a bad way.
No filter, huh?
No filter. No filter.
Yeah. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I haven't thought about it that way. Yeah, I do know people who are very Instagram prominent on Instagram, but then most of the people I know personally, I mean, right now in my current circle, um, they aren't very Instagram, well, savvy or something like that. So yeah, I've not had to so far kind of separate their online personality from their real world personality. So I guess if there are other people that I could do this for, and that would be interesting to kind of analyze. I mean,
Yeah.
in a way.
So Maya, we've talked about like some heavy shit, huh? Now let's
Yeah.
before we close off, before we end, let's talk about something fun.
Uh-huh.
I know you're super into movies. I'm super into movies. You want to talk about like what's the best thing you've seen this year?
Best thing that I've seen this year. Oh my goodness.
Okay, let's actually expand it a little more. Movies in general.
Uh-huh.
Your thoughts. What's changed for you in the last? We have talked in a perspective of the last 7 years, right? Let's talk in
Yeah.
perspective of the last 7 years. Your tastes and things you've liked, enjoyed. Has it changed, or has it just perhaps become more complex and more evolved?
Change. I think I had a better, I had better taste back then because I was surrounded by the people. I was surrounded by people who have better taste, in the sense people who were doing the same kind of things and who were in the, who were pursuing the same kind of movie industry stuff.
Uh-huh.
Right now, I don't meet that many people who are into movies, so it's just very rarely that I, you know, sit and chat about movies and all right, what's good, so my taste might not be as good as it used to be, and and the little time that I do get to spend, working on things and well, media based stuff, well, with the little time that I do have, I just stick to my favorite genres and stuff.
Okay, tell me one good movie you've seen recently. Take the last, take this year. So far this year, what's been the best movie that you've seen?
Oh, that's a very difficult question to answer.
No, but it's not. Actually, the minute I said it, there must have been one or two that popped into your mind right away.
The thing that popped in my mind was Malayalam.
Of
So
course, I have one which popped in my mind immediately the minute I thought about. You want to hear mine? I
what's
can
yours? Yeah, what's yours?
Kapela.
Ooh, I love that movie so
Man, that
much.
movie. I got to tell you, like last year, if you had asked me like
Also,
what my favorite movie was last year was
uh-huh.
Kumlangi Nights,
Yeah,
and then
oof, what a great movie.
and Kapela is right up there with Kumlangi Nights for me.
Well, I'm a fan of Capella because I'm a huge fan of Roshan Matthew. So
Yeah,
that's
he
why
was
I
he
like
was
that
good. He
movie.
was surprisingly good. I thought he'd be just another pretty face, but man, the ending, the way that character just sort of
Spoiler alert!
spoiler alert, that character changes. My God,
Yeah.
yeah. By then you could see that, you could see another side to this person, which was like, wow, this was you. And you didn't even feel like it
Yeah.
was put on. It didn't feel like it was fake. It was like, wow,
Yeah, and then
this is
you'd
a
have to
character.
watch it twice, huh?
Yeah. It was just like, this is a character who hid it so well and
Yeah.
and then just showed it. But
Oh, it was a
yeah, okay,
great
that was
movie.
mine. Now it's you. Your turn.
Oh man. Um are 2020 movies? What are 2020 movies? I
Oh
feel like
man,
I should Google
that's
them.
actually a little bit of unfair because we've not had many great ones. But did you watch Trance?
I did. I did watch France. I truly enjoyed the first half, and I thought the second half
Yeah,
was a bit
I think
over the top.
it was. I think the first half was amazing. The second half felt like a tip, right? It felt like you were high on something and you're watching. Uh,
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
it works if that's what you're looking for, but then the first half was relatably
I
really
think that's
good.
what they were going for, in my opinion. It didn't work. I don't think it worked as well as what they thought it would. But I
Yeah.
think that's the general idea that they had when they were doing that.
Yeah, I think, but Fahad Fasil is also such a good actor.
Such a
I
good actor.
think all the Malayalam movie, not all, but then just a number of Malayalam movies that they released last year and this year, I think were excellent. It's so good, so good, so good. I love Malayalam movies so much.
Yeah.
Just, I mean,
I'm gonna watch.
ideal world.
I'm watching one today. Mutan.
Oh my! I think that that might be one of my favorites from this year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I heard reviews that was bad. It was not great.
rubbish. Oh, rubbish. What? How? I mean, okay. See, I well, I don't want to talk about it too much because you're yet to watch it. But then, so I mean, you must already know that the movie takes place in. I mean, some parts are in Bombay and some parts are in Lakshadweep.
Okay.
So the parts in Lakshadweep are just amazing, amazing. I don't. What do you know about this movie so far? I mean,
I don't
I
know
don't know.
much.
I
I know
mean,
that there's one kid who goes searching for his brother, and
huh.
that's pretty much all I know. I know who stars in it, and I'm going into this much information, and I don't think I want more roles. I think I'll keep myself.
Okay, I'm not gonna give you more, but then you will see that this is just so poignantly done. It's such a beautiful movie. I love Muton, and also I love Geetu Mohandas. So yeah, I love them all.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna give it a watch today, and yeah, we'll see how it goes.
And let
But
me know how what you think of it.
so actually, Maya, I wanted to ask you. But okay, we
Hmm.
can take that off after we finish this recording.
Okay.
But yes, thank you for stay on the call. I'm shutting the recording for now, but please stay on the call. But thank you for taking this time and talking. It's been great. I think I know it was more of a general talk. We didn't really cover anything specific, but I think
Yeah.
a great way to start. Hopefully we can have you back on my show, which probably maybe two people will listen to.
Yay, I'm famous. It was super fun, man. It was super fun.
Thanks, Maya.
Enjoy that. You're welcome, Gautam.
Bye bye.
Bye.